tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible night before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible night before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me, no, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Either way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible night before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible night before the moment flies.
What's up, guys? What's up, Locked In Nation? It's your boy Steve. We're back with the Locked In Podcast, guys. Episode 88 tonight on this Thursday evening as we head into 4th of July weekend. Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast, your home for personal development tips, sports news, music, and much, much more. As always, we're your host for the evening. As I said, I'm your boy Steve. I'm Steve Usler, and joined alongside me is my co-host, my main man.
What's up with you guys? I'm G Money. Georgia. Good to be here, man. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How's your Thursday going, first of all?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Busy,
a little
busy.
long, but yeah, busy, you know. Got work and everything else, man. A lot of stuff going on. Kind of juggling between two jobs and doing a lot at once. You gotta be very sharp with everything.
It's nice after a long day, a long Thursday, to hop on here and share some thoughts, especially with a practical one, right? This is still somewhat personal development. It's practical. We're gonna get into life hacks tonight, guys. I feel like everybody can use life hacks. Guys, smash the thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up if you can use some life hacks out there. I feel like we all can. We got some that we personally used on our end. I'm also going to actually go through some of the ones on the internet. I've seen some crazy ones. I haven't tried them myself, but as a disclaimer, if you've seen the promotion, any of the ones that we have not tried ourselves, I cannot guarantee you that they're going to work because I've never used them from my personal experience. However, I've seen some crazy stuff on the internet, like that I was kind of looking. I'm like, ooh, maybe something I'll try going forward. Some of it looked really practical, but we want to kind of make this to like practicality life hacks. You can go down a whole rabbit hole of like what a life hack is. There's life hacks that you can use for your finances, for relationships, for your health. Maybe we'll touch on some of them because it is personal development, but we want to kind of stick to the practicality side, like kind of like a do-it-yourself, like at-home little crafts and stuff. We want to just kind of keep it practical on this forum tonight, realistically. Guys, we're actually going to kind of skip the intro because we have a little bit of a short time. That's why we actually kind of realistically put this as part one. But I do want to keep part. So what I mean by that is we're actually going to skip the main intro tonight. We're just going to kind of dive right into it. We got about 3 people in right now, so I'm sure more will kind of come in. We appreciate you guys. Smash a put a thumbs up in the comments, though, guys, if you could use some life hacks yourself. Also, before we hop into it, 3 things you got to do, as always, right? Number 1, if you enjoy our content, smash the like button. We always appreciate it. Helps with the algorithm. If you're not already following, hit the follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button.
Join the movement.
Hit the notification bell. Turn notifications on. Me and George appreciate it. We release content every single, typically Thursday, but it depends on when we have guests on our schedule. But anyway, we post content every single week, and you do not want to miss it.
Bring it to you guys.
And then number two, right? Number two, that's the follow side. That's the like side. Number two, if you see something you like, you have life hacks to offer the audience tonight. If you see something you think's pretty cool that we're talking about, comment in the feed form below. We'd love to hear your guys' feedback. We'd like to collaborate with you guys. We love talking with you guys. So comment down below. And number three, grab some snacks, grab some drinks, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of the Locked In Podcast, guys. This is a Locked In Podcast production. It's 2022. Be true and be you. Focus on you. Others will too. With that being said, we're going to hop into, man, so George, when you hear the word life hack, we actually just talked about this right beforehand. What do you kind of think of, man? What do you think of when you hear the word life hack?
Yeah, basically, like I was saying, when I hear the word like life hack, it could be like a lot of things. Obviously, it's a pretty broad two terms, but life hack usually to me is like small things like adjustments. I could say, sounds like a good, sort of word to fit in there. Adjustments, small things, like techniques that you might know. And by you, I mean like us, like all of us, you and me and the viewer, everybody's watching in general. Small things, small ways, to get stuff done. Things that might be useful to you, and it can go kind of like in any direction. That's what we call the life hacks, not just like office life hacks or corporate life hacks or gym hacks. Like gym type of like gym tricks or hacks. I mean, and then again, we'll get into this. I'm sure we'll talk about fitness a little too, because we can incorporate all kinds of stuff that that we discuss and we do. But I mean, life hacks could be a lot of things. Like for example, like I'll give a quick example. I don't know, like say so. For those of you guys that know about locker room talk, being in locker rooms, I've been in many locker rooms. I play many sports, and you play some sports too, Steve. So those guys have been in locker rooms, and I'm primarily soccer. I'm talking about soccer. Like one thing is, you gotta get there early, be the first to get there, and the last to leave. If you're a serious professional, like some of these guys out here, some of these big time players, the Messis, the Ronaldos, and Neymars of the world, just to name a few, and etc. So my thing is, I go in the locker room, right, and I always had a hard trouble putting in not the shin guards, because you put the shin guards on your shin, and then you put the the long the socks, but you got to come to about your knee, but you got to fold them a certain way. Sometimes they'll be tight to stay tight to you so the shin guard don't move around. It's got to be able to protect the shin of the soccer player, because it's a really tough sport. And funny thing is, I didn't use the shin guards 2 weeks ago, and I got kicked right there, bro. I had a scar right here on this part of my shin, like on my shin. Somebody went in, cleaning me, plow. I was like, fuck. The one day I didn't wear them, you see what happens? So anyway, so I would put my socks on, and it'll be a really hard time. So what I did is I developed, again, a small hacker technique. What I would do is I would put, the socks are this long. That was as long as your leg. I would fold it all the way in, kind of like tighten up like this, put my thumbs in it, not these fingers. These are my thumbs, but these are thinner, right? Because the index is thin near the thumb. So I'll put my index, I'll elongate it, and I'll slide my foot right in the middle, kind of like, like socks are all tight, but they're long, like some kind of like fucking, what do you call it? Christmas type of, sock, but like a thinner one. So I would try to open it, put my foot in there, and when I do this little technique, and then I'll kind of like turn my foot a little angle, just put it in there, just really use my fingers and elongate them and really like drag them, and sort of like widen them, and then just put my foot in there. Because for the longest, dude, I'm telling you, bro, I'd have a hard time putting them in. And even though I put them, it'll take too long. I didn't like that. I'll be one of the last guys to get dressed. Like, nah, I gotta be one of the first guys to be ready. Like, you're gonna feel. I'm on, man. I'm on like speed dial. When that happens, I want to go play, get my game going, play well. So this will take forever, and I start doing it. And that's where I found my little technique, my little life hack, so to speak. I say, you know what? It's taking me too long to do this. I don't feel like getting new socks and all this other shit because I have a lot of socks. I'm gonna do a technique to it. It start working, Another, I guess you could say, little, kind of like a life hack before games. What I would do is, I would go in my house before I even leave to go to the game. I would be like in some shorts, ball shorts, and I'd like, white beater. I'd have little things that I'd made with my dad, little obstacles that you feel like, like kind of like small 2x4s, and they're like this, kind of like little obstacles about your knees. I would jump on top of them to get my blood flowing, because I knew that by the time I got there in the warm up, sometimes you can get ready, but it's not quite ready for the game. So I would eat a small breakfast. I would do some light exercise for about no more than 10 minutes. Like I actually would time it about 10 minutes of just jumping up, my knees up, just get the blood flowing. I would never get a cramp, bro. I got a cramp once, but and I got injured maybe twice in soccer, serious injuries, which one of them was like around, I think when I was in college, I told you about that one when I got like the Impala, that I couldn't even drive it because I had a bad injury on my foot. But yeah, I got injured like twice. But yeah, so this is some small things I would do for like for a game or to train a little bit, small like techniques and adjustments and life hacks, and sort of like well, some people say, oh, weird things to do. No, they're not weird. They're useful things. It's just what they're useful little techniques, So yeah, so when I think about life hack, I just think of like all the above, basically. Everything that can happen, you can do in your life, whether it's in your love life, dating, in your social life, in your life, just in general with your friends and your, again, social life, and out there when you're out in the scene out there in the nightlife, driving, maybe, Let me see what else. And I actually have an example for that too, because the way my car is shaped, I got a little hack for that as well. It's got to do with like when you drive and all that. But other stuff you can use your life hacks for. You know what I mean, corporate world, for your work, in school, with friends, with people, with people you don't know as well. How to kind of like break that barrier and communicate a little bit, and what to say and how much to talk and all that. Again, there's many things that you can do and small things that can be considered or fall under the category of life hacks. You know. Now let me ask you now. What about you? When you think about some of the first things that you think about, and how do you connect life hack in your mind and when you say it, when you hear it?
Yeah, great question. Obviously, but before I really liked how you had put that actually, man. With a life hack, it's like, it, when I hear the word life hack, ultimately what I think of is essentially something that can make your life easier, and it could be in multiple different facets of your life. It could be your just practicality, do it yourself around the house type of life hack. Could be when you're out in your car on the life hack. Your finances. Dating, relationships, your health. Just like you said, with the sports, playing sports. It can apply to anything, but essentially, what a life hack is intended for is to make your life easier, right? I think we could all agree with that. But that's the first thing I think of when I hear the word.
Keyword useful, convenient things, right? So yeah, make your life a little easier.
Practical, useful, right? It's a great way to think of that. That's plain and simple. That's kind of when I think of it. That's what I think of. I want to go through some practical ones with you guys. A couple I've actually learned over the last actual couple months, realistically, and then a couple I've known for years. I'm going to talk about the one, but I also want you to piggyback off it because I know that we were actually just talking because I know that you know a lot about this as well. I'm just going to mention it and then maybe you can talk about it. So, guys, one of the biggest key ones, right? If you have white sneakers. This is a classic one. If you have white sneakers, they easily get dirty, right? It's very hard to keep white sneakers clean, whether they're leather white sneakers like a pair of Vans or a pair of like Adidas or Nike white shoes. It's very difficult to keep them clean. Now, with the leather ones, it's a little easier. You can kind of just wipe them off and it's a little easier, but it gets tougher when you have like the sporty type of like sneakers like Adidas, like running shoes, Adidas, Nike, Under Armour, so-and-so. It becomes more challenging. But here's a hack. Me and George, we both use this for our white sneakers to keep them clean and keep them fresh. It doesn't get them, if they're very dirty, to a level of where you first bought them in the store, but it gets them, I'll tell you, pretty damn close if you do it correctly. When you get them nice and dirty, there's still ways to clean them. A great mixture you can use, and George can talk about this too. I'm sure you've used it, George. Hydrogen peroxide.
I actually used it the other night, dude. I actually used it the other night, but I used some peroxide and the solution I have, and I have very little left from when I bought to the sneaker store. So I got this brush, but it's like it's like shaped like this, kind of like a little oval, and it's like a little piece of metal, not a piece, like a little holder. So you put your thumb in there and you go like this. The little old, like an old brush. So it's so old, bro. It's a good point you just made. And the hair on the brush is like this, all on a curved little. It's just salt because I've used it so much. You scrub so much of it. So I used that a little bit, but then I went, like I said, and I actually found an old toothbrush in a closet. I got some sneakers in and some old, sneakers and shoes and all that. And ironically, there you go. This old toothbrush. I washed it up, got it ready, and then I used it. So I actually used it either, was it last night? No, 2 nights ago. No, that was 2 nights ago. Because my friend gave me some brand new sneakers that like he barely wore them, but they're a little dirty at the bottom. So I just kind of cleaned them a little bit. And I actually thought about it, but I didn't think we were going to do life hacks. And I forgot that this was an episode, that we left it for. So I was like, oh, okay.
We'll have to, when we do our TikTok, we'll have to make some short clips on maybe some life hacks that we've used when we're releasing our first TikTok videos. Yeah, it's a good one, man. Hydrogen peroxide, essentially, guys, baking soda, some warm water. You can use a sponge or a little old toothbrush. A new toothbrush, but you're never going to use it. You use it to scrub out the white solution. It's easier to see in a video. Life hacks are very, very good to be seen visual. But just a tip, guys, you just take a bowl of warm water, hydrogen peroxide solution. All you need is about a teaspoon of it. And then you add a little bit of baking soda to the solution. You stir it up, and you can use a sponge and you can use a toothbrush, and you can scrub your shoes. Now, you do want to essentially, if you can, put some cardboard in them once you're letting them dry, because they can get really tight if you leave them soaked. I can tell you from personal experience. One time you want to essentially keep something to keep the shoes open, because as they dry, they harden, especially with baking soda. You want to try to have something to keep them wide, because I can tell you they get real tight if you don't, and you let them
get creased easily, especially if they're the type of shoes that get tight or or shrink some kind of way, and it feels weird in your foot. They're big, you know.
Yeah. Another one that I've actually used before, man, to get gum out of the carpet. This is actually an important one, guys. If you have gum and you know how it gets stuck in a carpet, kind of like when it gets stuck in somebody's hair, it's very difficult to get out. Essentially, something that I've learned, I picked up from the internet, and I can literally attest that it works, is you take a few ice cubes, you put them on top of a plastic bag, and you let it actually sit on top of the gum for about 30 minutes. It's important to have the plastic bag between that and the ice so you don't soak the carpet. But you put the ice cubes on top of the plastic bag, and you put that on top of the gum. You let it sit there for about 30 minutes till the gum hardens and gets solid, and then you can chip the gum off. You can chip the gum off and throw it away.
I heard about the technique too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you know what's a funny one, bro? Speaking of which, actually something to work, a life hack that works. Two of them actually. So remember I told you earlier, said I injured my foot. For those guys that have injured the foot real bad, like an ankle, sprained ankle, playing basketball, runners, guys that do, compete like MMA and all that, or grapplers or whatever, soccer players, like myself, who got hurt. They say actually put your foot in a bag or get an onion in a bag and put your foot there and let the onion kind of sit on your foot a little. It actually, the smell of the onion and the heat actually helps. What do we call it? Like it takes a lot of the pain away and, the damage on your foot. So actually, you're essentially kind of like something the onion releases a kind of chemical on your foot where it's like this is swelling, kind of actually helps to kind of bring it back down to regular. I did it a while ago and I heard the same foot twice. One time in 2005 and one time in 2016 in January. I knew you at the time, so I think I might have mentioned that. It was like when I really got hurt and my last semester in college. Like, I remember my first 2 weeks I had to go to with a sneaker and like a sandal on my right foot because I couldn't walk. It was weird. I had to keep in class. I was injured. What can you do? It was a big injury. So I did it in 2016, but mostly in 2005 when I was 17 years old. I got hurt playing soccer preseason for Northeast High School, and I hurt my foot really bad, and it was a bone bruise. I remember it was like this, when it's a collision like this, like foot to foot. I had the worst of it. And it's ironic because it was actually Northeast versus Calvi Christian. We beat them like 5-0, and I scored the first goal, a nice goal too, and I got injured right after that. I was like, damn.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. It was like summer of 2005. I remember some of those days I couldn't really walk. School hadn't really quite started yet, but it was about to start. It sucked. It was like late summer of 2005, like August, September. I was like, man, this sucks. So yeah. So that's one, and another one for if you hurt your foot, get a bottle like a beer bottle or a wine bottle, have your foot like this, kind of like this, right, and roll it on your foot and kind of like roll your foot like this, like like back and forth a little, because it's like you do therapy. You keep your foot kind of steady, but you're going like this, a little up and down, and all you're doing is you're working on your the bottom of your foot, what I mean, like, or your ankle, and like whatever you injure. Like I injured my ankle personally, like an ankle sprain and a bruise damage. Yeah, a friend of mine just injured he's ankle too, like he's doing some kind of jump, so I gave him some of the stuff that I was using, some special woodlock and some Chinese medicine that I have. It smells really strong, and he burns your body a little, but dude, he helps. Boy, does it take the pain away. So yeah, use that. But things like that, small little hacks that can help you recover quicker or heal better. Because I mean, for feet, bro, if you ever hurt your foot, bro, especially your ankle, it's a bitch. It takes forever, dude. You could take up to like almost 2 months.
Interesting, man.
Yeah, you could take up to like my shit was pretty severe. I remember I got hurt January 6, 2016, and school had started a little bit afterwards, and I didn't feel better until about like the beginning of March. It was totally gone.
Wow.
And I still have some pain here and there, but it was gone. And I mean, now it's been years. I'm all healed up now, but it took a while. So
wow, man. Okay.
Well, because you gotta keep, as you already know, bro, you gotta keep your back you gotta lay back and keep your foot elevated and all that. It's a whole lot of things. It's weird, but. Hopefully no one gets injured on their feet. You never get injured, bro. Because playing football is very common. Soccer, obviously, using your feet 95% of the time. Well, 95% of players,
So your feet are very important in that sport for sure.
Yeah. Just like your hands too. If you're a goalie, if you're throwing the ball in, but sitting in basketball, your feet and your hands are important. But your hands injure all the time. But your feet can also spray your ankle falling down, and your hand now you jam a finger, a shoulder, a knee. Look at Joel Embiid. He got injured a couple times. He's another maybe 4 years, but. Even the best guys get injured a lot. So, yeah, it's prone to injury. Small hacks you can do, small things, but sometimes it just kind of happens like that, and it sucks to have an injury in the field. Yeah.
Very true, very true. I have a practical one for you. Secret cash stash, something I used to do when I was a little younger. I would take cash.
I've done it too.
Roll up the bills. You put them in a chapstick bottle. You empty the chapstick bottle, ever see like a little thing for your lips, chapstick? The bills will fit inside the bottle and fit right inside your pocket. Nobody would ever know you got money inside of there. It's actually like a nice little secret cash stash for carrying cash, which is a nice hack.
Yeah, there's this guy, right? He used to have a store. I think he has no more. It's funny because he got robbed. Actually, I heard and shot it, and then they might have like after that. I think he did reopen it, but COVID kind of killed off flow. He had a store, and this Russian guy, and he like jewelry and shit, like like watches and all kinds of cool things, like cool knives, like in a small Egyptian piece, like a head of Anubis, shit like that. He had all kinds of cool things. Spread it on Caster and Nor, and he gave me a bottle one time. It was like a bottle of water, but it was like the middle of the bottle, so it was like this, bro. Imagine a bottle of water, like this is a bottle of water, right? You go like screw it in the middle. There's as much space for all kinds of money. Nobody will ever know you have money in there, like because this part is water, but it's like when the bottle is open, like the part, the top and the bottom, it was like another way to reopen it, dump the water out. So you didn't have to do it. It was basically it was real water, but it just stood there. So you can still fill it up, and then you can kind of like this, kind of like sew it together, and attach it together, and you can keep money in a little space. There's this much space, probably about 1.5 inches. You can change. Well, more money because change can obviously shake, so you can probably use change in the water bottle. But money, he had things, different like tasers and all that, like for vaults and all that. He had like things like for girls, like spray, in case like a mug is trying to grab you. He had a lot of things, but I was like, yo, that's a cool perk. I was like, life perks. I said, I was like, touch shit like that. I said, like small little things that can help you. And again, you buy one, and you tell a friend about one. If you ever, in a bad neighbor, because you can always put it in your pocket, or in your sock. But if you put it a certain way, nobody knows what have it, because they're not going to really bother you for a bottle of water. Most people want money or change or something like that, or like a jewelry. So there's little different things, bro.
They do. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Another one I have for you guys, practical wise, man. You ever highlight something, dude, when you were like reading something and like for school or something, and then you wish you hadn't highlighted? There's actually a way that you can actually get that out. I learned it when I was in college.
You highlight something? Highlight like highlighters, like extra highlighters.
Yeah, like a yellow, pink, blue, whatever it is. Essentially, what you can do is you can dip a cotton swab, so a Q-tip, inside of lemon juice, freshly squeezed lemon juice, and you can like slowly rub it against the lines, and it'll actually you'll start to see the color kind of fade. Crazy, right?
So you get like an old notebook that you have from high school, or even a textbook or something like that. You have highlighted stuff from college, high school, your previous school years. You can get a Q-tip, dip it in. What you say again? You dip it in what, bro?
Lemon juice. Lemon juice. So depending on how long the highlighter stuff has been there, I'm not sure. I just want to make a disclaimer that if it's been years, I'm not sure if it'll come out. You know what? It'd be something that's interesting to try. But I've done it as I'm studying. I'm like, oh wow, and like I kind of learned of that hack, and it had been like a day or two after, and it worked. But if it's years, maybe it will work. I don't know, but
it probably could work. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never tried it years later.
That's a good one. That's a good one, bro. There's definitely small things you can do. like use certain type of detergent or different, like you said, different stuff, bro, for certain like solutions for for certain clothes. Obviously, you don't want them, to like sort of spill color and all that. But some stuff you can try it a couple times and you try certain solutions and it works. You always gotta like look at different things. Because I had like a white shirt had a small stain on it, and I had to use something different, a different type of like not even soap. It was something else. I forgot what it was, but I used something and it came off quickly. But people always teach me tricks like that. Like like sometimes you gotta like wash it like twice back to back. It might come off.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's talk about some. How about some life as far as like spending and finance? You touch on it a little bit. I only got a couple minutes.
Sure, man. You want to start with that? I have some small ones, but I'm not gonna go.
Well, I think the typical one. I mean, obviously, piggy bank. When everybody had a small piggy bank or a little fucking thing for change and coins. Also, like a small stash box. And you know the funny thing, I learned it's a life hack. I learned it watching Interview Cribs. You know the infamous Redmond episode when he's like he showed his real apartment. It's like a regular house apartment, nothing too crazy. And he was in Newark. Everybody else was renting and all that. He did like the one episode that Redmond did. Well, in that one, he talked about having like a box of like money and hiding it somewhere. What I do when I was younger and I never got a whole lot of money like that, I would keep some money, save it up. Even when I got a job and I was making some money, but not like a whole lot, I would save some. Like I get like an old shoebox. I would put books in there, put some at the bottom, and hide somewhere under my bed or under like there's a little china closet with like a little space of this much in between, from the floor. So I'd kind of tuck underneath there. But I would like save money there, and I'll just kind of write like money for any day. And I really won't touch it, but sometimes I would go grab it real quick and go like buy something. Like when I was like, I started doing it like 13, 14, over to about like 22 maybe, And then I mean now I kind of like do it only because I got a lot of cash in hand. But otherwise I haven't done it in a while. But it's actually a good tool to safe too, especially if you make good money and you can, have money in your hand and you don't just keep it in your wallet or in the bank, or you don't feel like keeping it in the safe. You can keep it like that, hide it somewhere, somewhere safe, or somewhere in your room. That was all. And I remember when I never do it, and I'll be like days where I don't touch my account or whatever. I just, didn't have enough, or I'll be like, I'm going through a lot. Oh yeah, it's right. I got like $30 in there. So I'll go in there. It comes in handy. It feels as good as finding dollars in like old jackets, in all the old pockets. You always have a dollar. Old pants. Sometimes you fold it, you forgot to check the pockets. It's in there for a year. You find it in the winter. Oh shit, dollars. Oh, I sure have dollars. Yeah. Or a 5. I found a 20. I was so happy.
That's funny, man. That's funny. Well, I mean, I have in terms of finances, I can tell you guys some. I think ones that are pretty obvious. I didn't really you could switch. I mean, you could do things in terms of savings, right? You can switch to things around the house. You can switch to LED lights. I think that's pretty obvious. Saves energy. You can plan your meals, which makes you you'll ultimately stay hungry. You're not buying your food out all the time, and ordering out is a big time hit on your budget, especially if you're getting delivery and stuff. It hits one of the things I can offer you is to automate your savings. If you don't know how to do that, just look it up. Automate your bill paying, automate your services of how you pay your bills. Try to set a lot of your bills up around the same time. Most of your bills, you can probably call the company and have them move your bill to the beginning of the month, or the second, 2 weeks into the month, or whatever you realize you get paid. You could probably move your bills around when the due dates are. Create an automated system, and it makes things really, really easy. Where you have certain money going into a savings, you have certain money paying your bills on automatic payments, and you can take advantage of your credit cards at the same time. You can put things on your credit card, get the rewards. Create an automated system. I could break down a whole episode on how to do this. One of the great books on it is called "I Will Teach You to Be Rich" by Ramit Sethi. It's one of the books I constantly I refer to quite a bit because it will help you in terms of automating your finances, taking advantage of credit cards, the rewards from credit cards, taking advantage of investing. You can have automatic money that goes into your IRAs or your brokerage account monthly, crypto for your crypto accounts. Whatever the case may be, I would say create a budget, have all your savings automated. It's important.
I think automated helps, bro. Have a budget, have a saving account, and also check your bank every now and then. That's another thing. Every so often, like a few days. Don't just go, you use your card a lot or cash, but especially your card now, you realize, everything comes in. Well, using your card, everything's gonna stick against you. You don't have a lot of.
Another thing is if you're a little tight on money, what I would tell you is one of the best things you can do is quit your streaming devices, or just keep one of them, and use a third-party streaming app. Perfect example is an app called Cinema. Now, look, I don't want to get any crazy. I don't want to get anybody going after me for what is that called? Illegal streaming or anything. There's a third-party app. There's a lot of them out there. Search them up. Get it on your smart TV, whether you have a Fire Stick, a Chromecast. A lot of those TVs you will need a third-party streaming device. You're gonna need like an Amazon Fire Stick, a Chromecast, a Roku. Something like that, because most of those TVs are not going to allow you to download outside the App Store. But third-party streaming, you can watch a lot of movies. Just click links to watch them. I will say for shows, it's a little bit more annoying because you have to click a link for every episode. Whereas if you have a streaming device, it just goes right to the next episode. But look, if you're tight on money, that's a hack right there. But I don't want to get into anything crazy, especially on a live feed. But guys, just do your research.
You don't say nothing wrong, but it doesn't seem like we want to stop the service for streamers and tell you guys to cancel that. But I mean, so we're not necessarily trying to hurt the company. But if you don't
if your money's really, really tight and like that little bit of money every month hurt you, and that little bit of money's hurting you, go for it. I say spend money on the things that you really want and cut mercilessly on the things that you really don't need. If you're spending money on things every month that you can do without, cut on them, because if you're spending more than you earn, I guarantee you don't need everything you're spending your money on. If you really like the cup of coffee that you buy out every single day, buy that cup of coffee. But I'm gonna tell you, if there's other things you're spending money on that you really don't need to do, cut mercilessly on it. That's a finance hack that I learned right from Ramit Sethi. Like I said, from his book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. It's one of my favorite finance books. I really, really recommend it, guys.
What's the name of the book again?
I will teach you to be rich by Ramit Sethi. So it's I believe it's RAMIT, Ramit Sethi. It's Sethi, Sethi. Ramit Sethi.
Ramit sounds like a Muslim name.
He's an Indian guy. He has a lot of funny. He has a lot of funny jokes inside the book too. He's a pretty funny dude. But yeah, it's a finance life hack itself. Create an automated savings system, and then ultimately, streaming. I just gave you an example. Lights in your house, LED. If the wiring inside your house, allows it. Some houses, I know I have some portions of my house that would have to be rewired because they don't accept LED light bulbs. Majority of my house, have LED light bulbs, but there's certain portions of my house where the circuit doesn't allow it. But majority, LED light bulbs will save you energy. It will save you money. They'll last longer. Find things that are going to last longer, durable. Sometimes opting for the cheaper option with a product isn't always the best option.
Not always the best idea, right? Opting cheaper because it makes it look cheaper, but at the same time, you gotta you gotta know what to do and have the budget. You cannot.
One of the best hacks I can give you.
One of
the best finance hacks I can give you is don't use credit cards unless you're going to pay the balance every month. Now, there might be rare
credit card. I don't do credit cards. You gotta know how responsible you are paying, bro. If you can't do it, if you're not gonna pay your bills on time on your phone, what makes people think they're gonna do that credit card?
Now emergencies happen, but you still want to get that balance paid off at least within a few months. If you're going to carry a balance for 1 month, pay a good portion of it in the first month. Credit card is there for emergencies sometimes, but I like to use a credit card mainly for things I knew I was already going to purchase. If I'm going out somewhere, boom, I was already going to pay that off anyway with my debit card. I use my money for spending in my checking account, obviously savings account for any money that I'm saving, investment accounts, crypto account, whatever the case may be. But you're only spending from your checking account usually. Well, at least I am, and I will put money on a credit card and then pay it off from my checking account for my debit card. I was already going to pay for that anyway if I'm going out somewhere. If I'm buying this or that or whatever I need. Also, you can also look for coupons, grocery stores. That's a finance hack itself. I know a lot of people who do super couponing. That's a little bit of a tedious process, realistically. I realistically do not have the time to do that. That's especially for groceries. It's just not something I have. But you can always find coupons or find sales, or don't always buy the name brand product if you're trying to stick to a budget and be safe. I don't always buy name brand products in the grocery store. You know what I mean? If I see something that, I can get a better deal on something else, cool. I'll look at the ingredients, but if the ingredients are essentially almost the same, I'm gonna opt with the cheaper option just to save some money inside the grocery store. Look at sales. Look at have a card. Like I go to Shopper, I got a Price Plus card. Like find ways, guys. If you need any personal finance tips or anything like this, just reach out to me, DM me. But or just life hacks in general. We're gonna do more, George. We gotta get a TikTok, man. We have to release a TikTok
that
video.
Actually is exactly what I'm talking about. I think we need to get a TikTok and set up the podcast and all that, make some pages, and we got to do some stuff with that because TikTok is really kind of what it's at, bro. I was one of those guys like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I didn't understand the whole thing. I was like, nah, I don't know about the TikTok. Everybody's doing that, but there's a reason, bro. It's almost like if IG meets YouTube and like some of the different blogging people use, and you have TikTok. It's kind of similar. There's videos and pictures and all that, but it's a lot of funny stuff. I posted a picture recently. I made one, but it's like it was already made. It seems like.
Guys, if you want to see the Locked In podcast,
I just got the app on my phone and then
press the thumbs up.
Yeah, I got a TikTok. I actually got to check it out. I'm so new to TikTok, dude. I don't know what's going on, but it works though. I mean, you get some good videos there. It tells you how to do things. It talks about life hacks. It talks about life lessons and different stuff. Like how to learn different things. Ideas. It gives you like a little bit of updates on like staying current, so to speak. And I'm not saying that IG or YouTube doesn't, or Google even, which is not really a social media device. It's more like just like a search engine site. It's a website because it's a site, but it's not really a website. More like it takes you to a website. It's like a search engine type of site. So I mean, Google it does a lot of things, but I mean, you also have again YouTube and TikTok and even IG because Facebook is good to like understand things.
We got married with a thumbs up with the
thumbs up.
Yeah,
I see you.
Honestly, TikTok videos, man, they could be as simple as this. Say for the shoe one, right? All you do, you show a dirty white shoe. Then boom, what you do is you show the ingredients. You show some hydrogen peroxide, bowl of warm water, a toothbrush, a sponge, and then some baking soda. Boom. And then at the end, you show us scrubbing. And then at the end, you show the shoe. Boom. That's a TikTok video right there. and it's a life hack TikTok video.
Yeah, of
The
course.
important thing on TikTok, guys, is like I don't use TikTok a ton, but from people I know that have actually blown up on TikTok, I know some people that have gone viral on TikTok, or they're essentially in the process of going viral at the moment. Guys, you got to use your hashtags, and when you post is very important. You got to use your hashtags correctly, though. You have to be very careful when you use your hashtags and when you're posting. Experiment with your engagement of when you're going to post, whether it's at night, whether it's in the mornings, the afternoon. I know a lot of people that tend to post in the evenings, but yeah, it's important.
Yeah. I think the hashtag you got to do with it, the time of day, some days, but they go for everything social media. I actually did a course of social media, bro. It was introduction to social media. It was a clear as a minor back in like when I was in college, like mid 2010s and all that. But in 2016, I did one course, and it was actually pretty good. I did good on that. And this is me and my knowledge of social media then, but since then, I guess obviously I've learned a lot more and all that. But yeah, it definitely is like that. It's definitely so much you can learn on TikTok. Don't look down on TikTok. Just think about it like a new thing and something new to use, a new lesson, something you can learn from. I actually just got one recently, started making one. A friend of mine got me involved in it as well, so I was like, okay.
True.
It kind of work. I see what you're saying. I see what you mean. Like it's a nice way to get things done. I mean, like I said, it's definitely teaches you a lot of stuff. So I actually plan on we should definitely do the TikTok thing and maybe show some of our clips, some of the best ones from TikTok or on TikTok rather, and then see how it goes from there, bro. Because I mean, people are definitely going viral, and even if you're not going viral, just kind of like a lot of followers and viewers, that's good. I mean, some of my stories get views and all that, and some of the stories for the podcast. So, it's good to
essentially, yeah, man. Expand your reach.
You promote yourself while you're building a brand. You promote to the world, but you're also building your own brand. You're building like a channel. A channel is part of a brand. A YouTube channel, a Facebook channel, or any kind of social media.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Hey, man, expand your reach, expand your brand. Like you said, do it for the gram, do it for the brand.
Do it for the gram, do it for the brand, yeah. Well, you have the gram, I mean, again, do it for your brand, but I mean, you have social media channels and you have action account on Instagram and make official accounts. Some are the more professional page or accounts, like somebody's page. People say page or account. That's what I say. Or profile. Your profile and then your account is under the profile. Oh, I'm sorry, you have a profile, but you have the account. There's a hole in the profile. People confuse a lot of these things, but and then sometimes when we used to take a social media class, test on a class, which it was told me about a teacher. Mary's was a teacher. He was in a class, not in that class, but he was in class with a teacher. Dr. Shu is Chinese woman used to teach us, but back in college, yeah. But what I remember, like they'll do that, they'll try to trick you, be like, so who has access to your main profile or account, and you say stuff like channel, page, and you have to write. Account, like IG account. It wasn't just a page because it's not a page. So like, it's not a group, it's not a channel, it's not just a platform. It's a platform for social media. It's actually an account. Like you have to know the right stuff, and then it says what's the best times of the day. Apparently, 1 o'clock is a good time, but morning is good at 1 o'clock because more people can see it. If you post at night, imagine posting a picture at night. You're not gonna see a lot of people liking it. They'll see it, but it's the next day. So the algorithm works away where a lot of people are not going to interact or get to engage it, just see it. But if you post in a day, the way the algorithm moves, the news feed, they explain it on the Social Dilemma, that show I told you, which is very good to watch. You can see it right there. Oh, okay, it comes at this time. And people can watch your stories or see or tune in better,
It really depends, man. It's crazy. Like sometimes I'll post content in my stories on Instagram at night, and they get a ton of views because people wake up, and guess what? It's one of the first things they see. See what I'm saying? It's weird how the analytics works. It depends on the days. Weekends, people do not view your content as much. I realistically realize that. During the week, people tend to be more bored. People tend to be on their phone more. Usually on the weekends, especially in the summer, people tend to be out more. They're not realistically.
And they're not looking at your phone like that. They are. It depends how, because they're considered important friends. Like you might come up on my newsfeed, one of the top ones, or on the stories, because I see your stories. Even though you don't post a lot of stories, but because we have interaction. So in the summertime, they might see your story, but you might get 55 or 25 viewers the most, 20 to 55 viewers. But in the summer, in a week or in the wintertime, when people are more on their phone at home, you might get 100-some viewers, and more people will reach out because they're more on their phone, they're not as busy. And then if you're like a name that engages your page a lot, you're one of the most engaged, most viewed pages, like most popular on the feed, your show will come up quicker. I see pages as less popular, like people like interact with, the least interacted with, least popular. And it might be because they don't post or because they don't know on social media, because we don't know each other well. So they don't like my stuff, I don't like their stuff. It could be a lot of those things. But some people, you're not going to see their stories like that. And some you want.
Yeah, it's really true. Like I said, it kind of depends on the day of the week, right? Essentially, you're going to be, most people are doing things on the weekend, especially in the summer. And during the week, people tend to be more bored. People tend to be more bored on weekdays, especially when they get to work. So the algorithm works in a weird way. You know, you might get more views during the weekdays, essentially, and then on the weekends if the weather's nice in your area, depending on where your followers are from, likely not as much content.
That's
as much interaction,
works,
I guess.
Yeah. And again, that's a social media hacks for you guys out there. The guy always on social media. There's always things to do, ways to do things, you know.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah, man. Oh man. So how much you realistically will you have 8 o'clock?
Nah,
so
I actually gotta leave now. To be honest, bro, I gotta start. I can stay
Well,
out like 2 minutes, but to be honest, I gotta unfortunately I got work. I gotta call it a night. Oh, a day. But we will definitely catch up on this and do a part 2. And this was a very special episode, especially for me. It's number 88. You know, it's a good episode. We have 89 next week, guys. This was a good episode, and we'll kind of want to bring guys some of that stuff that we do. You know, some again, personal hacks or life hacks. You know, ideas, things to make things easier, practical things. And there's a lot of stuff. I mean, you could do like I said, everything from like, for example, clean your cat litter box. You should do it every day and twice a day. Don't leave for turns of the night. It gets filled. Cats will not go on there. And you got to do it towards the end. And like do it twice and then do it in the night because it's too filled and it smells really bad. I know you got cats. That's what I'm saying. You know, we got cats. You got little boxes, small things. Dude. Another one. Have something on you to just wipe it down right away. Don't leave it there. Go get a napkin and clean it. Have it right there. Use certain gloves or have 2 bags, double bags. Sometimes bags got holes. And clean it. Cats have to be clean. You know, don't wait till the very end. You know, to clean your cats. Or dogs. You know, if you want to clean, the dog crap and walk your dogs and all that. Dogs are different, obviously.
Exactly.
Cats. They got a lot of responsibility too. So, but they're pretty much self-sufficient, except for like the cleaning the litter box. You know. So another one is some people always ask me like, oh, you drive. How do you do it sometimes if your car got like the corners are too big and you can't see, you get the blind spot? This is the easiest life hack ever. Adjust the seat back. Well, I'm too short, too tall. Yeah, but don't adjust the fucking feet. Adjust your back. So you're here. Look, not here like that. Because if you're here, the corner, you might blind you. The blind spot of your car. Sometimes some cars can't see him. Also, make sure to push your back up and look like this. Look out. Turn your body. Actually, look a little. Don't just rely on the mirrors. The guy could be right up on your ass in the corner. You try to switch lanes. Boom, you bang out. Just banged out now. Now you destroy your car on the highway and all that. I drive on the highway all the time now, guys. Sometimes I go fast, which could be dangerous. So I use a lot of small tricks. Like I make sure, I always pump gas. I don't go too crazy. I slow down a little. I might hit 80 or 100, close to 100, and I go easy for a little. Like I'm a highway liner. I'm a highway line. I'm a highway cruiser. I don't cruise. I take the left lane, but which reminds me, I'm running for work. I'm gonna have to take the quick lane. But. There's things, guys, to do there without getting tickets and getting in an accident and getting in trouble. Just small little techniques and tricks, but always remember to be safe and keep your hands on the wheel and always look around a lot. Use your eye. Don't ever just rely on a front, rear view window or the side window, size reviews, side rears. Don't because you can't always guys. It's not what you did. Somebody else did. They can also go fast and just crash you. They just crack you. Boom. You banged your car out now. Now you're going through a lot of bullshit.
It's true, man. It's true. It's not worth it.
Nope, not at all, guys. Yeah. So, anything else you want to add, bro? I guess you're going a little longer, right? I guess you're going to go in a few more minutes after I leave.
Yeah, I'll probably wrap it up with some closing comments. But yeah, man, if you want to say whatever your piece is, man, and then just bounce out, man, I'll hang on for a couple minutes, see if anybody has any comments. But if not, I'll probably bounce out shortly too. And we'll do. I guess this is part one.
Look up for some new episodes, guys. There's a lot going on. We haven't seen a lot of plans, and we plan on bring you guys some good content. I'm sure you'll hold it down, Steve. Probably can figure go another like 10 minutes, something like that. But we're gonna bring another part to this. This is episode 88. Is the first part. There's definitely more than one. You cannot cover a lot of things in an hour to 45 minutes. You need a lot of time. So we'll bring you guys some more episodes. And that's it, man. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a safe weekend, guys. Have a great 4th of July week 4th of July weekend and week. It falls on a Monday, but it's the weekend is coming up. So. I'm off a few days, Steve. So let me know if you want to meet up a little too. We'll talk behind the scenes, and sounds good, man. I think I'm pretty much just about done.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, man. No problem at all, man. I'll let you go. Thank you for taking the time tonight, man. As always.
No problem, man.
It's always a beast, man.
I got to leave early, but yeah, always a pleasure talking to you, bro, and doing these episodes and podcasts. We'll be
safe. Be safe, man. Have a great 4th of July weekend. But we'll talk about it weekend anyway, man. But
all right, bro. Thank you, man.
All right, man.
Bye-bye.
Take care, man.
Later.
All right, guys. So as you saw, it was George's take here. Now it's just your main host in the building. But guys, if you have any questions, anything you guys want to add before we kind of wrap up here, I just want to make some Locked In podcast announcements. So we were actually supposed to be transparent. You guys drop a giveaway this week. Unfortunately, it is getting pushed back to next week. We're gonna have some. So we have a merch store that we have. If you guys actually click the link tree, you can go to our website. There's actually a link right to the merch store without even going to the website, I believe. Right inside the link tree, you can click it. Check out some of our products. We're going to have some Locked In Podcast gear that we're going to be giving away in a giveaway. It's kind of pushed back to next week. We're also going to be doing some small gift cards similar to what we did on the Christmas scenario. More of the you're going to see some of the merch we're going to be giving away. It's kind of summer-oriented. I think we'll have a bucket hat in there, probably a beach towel, some small items that you can realistically use in the summer. Probably like an insulated, mug you can use to keep your drinks cold. It's ultimately all Locked In Podcast gear. It's going to have our logos on it. Guys, I'm excited for that drop. I do want to be transparent that I know that we were supposed to do that this week with a lot of different things going on. It's not an excuse, but we will have that next week, right after the 4th of July. We will release details in the early portion of the week, probably right after the 4th. So I'm looking probably at a timeline of about Tuesday. We'll release details on the 5th. I'm excited for that. The website has had some upgrades, guys. If you haven't already checked out the website, check it out. Take a look at our story, our mission. Some of the old episodes are on there, which is cool. A lot of cool things there. We actually want to make some interactive little games where you can see some of our best clips. But some of our best episodes are on there too, guys. If you ever missed an episode, I went literally off of YouTube analytics. Some of the big ones I know were Bill Plymouth when he came on with the ketamine trials. They're all different ones, but you can check out what our most popular episodes were off of YouTube analytics and kind of off of what we've seen on Facebook as well. There's a lot of different things on there. Check it out, guys. There's actually music that you can play as well. It's cool. But take a look. Let us know what you think. We're constantly just going to be making improvements to it as we go. We'll probably update it with other new episodes. Check out the merch store if you see something you like. Anything you purchase, we appreciate the support as always. But excited for that. Excited for the small announcements. And as you kind of saw me and George, we hinted on TikTok. We actually, right before we went live tonight, we're talking about creating a TikTok. So we actually have some episodes that we want on TikTok. But we kind of want to do some small things too. We want to mainly make our TikTok about personal development. That's going to be the main theme of it. But some life hacks added in there would actually be, I think, pretty cool. We want to put some funny content maybe too on the personal development side because you can still keep it comical too on certain ends. Guys, let us know what you think of us collabing on a TikTok. And if anybody wants to collab, we can. I'm just kind of, I kind of know how TikTok works and how you have to do, but I've never ever actually posted a TikTok. This is something that I think is important though for marketing a podcast. So I think it could be fun too and interactive for you guys. So I'm excited about that as well. Life hacks, I don't really have a ton more to offer you tonight. Realistically, this is just part one. Like I said, we tried to keep it more practical. I know George kind of went down a little bit of a portion where he was trying to go into finance, stuff like that. And I hope whatever, I offered you on the finance side, it made sense. And like I said, you can always reach out to me personally if you have questions. But realistically, we'll save that for another episode when we really dive in. We wanted to keep it more practical tonight. I didn't really even get a chance to go into a lot of the internet ones that I wanted to, but we can save that for the next one. But obviously, I know George, he wanted to try to hit on the main three portions of personal development and the most important portions of your life, which is your health, your relationships, and your finances, your wealth. But there's life hacks for everything and every facet. So, guys, I hope you really enjoyed tonight's episode. If you did, smash the like button whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Like I said, if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. We release episodes every single week. You don't want to miss it. Even if you're watching after the fact, comment down below. I know a lot of people work during these hours when we go live on Thursdays, but you can still drop some comments and drop some feedback below. Let us know what you thought if you're watching the rebroadcast. Also, guys, if you're not already subscribed on Spotify, I do ask you to go over to Spotify and download our podcast. The more downloads, we're trying to up our presence on Spotify. So if you guys are a loyal supporter of the Locked In Podcast, you like our content, like what we're doing over here, go on to Spotify and download our podcast. The more downloads we get on each episode, the better the algorithm. So we appreciate your guys' support. Some of you have been here since September 2020. You guys have been long-term listeners. Some of you, just joined last year. Some of you just joined here in 2022. Some of you may have only been listening for a couple weeks now. I do know a couple new people that started listening, but no matter who you are or where you, when you started listening or when you started watching, I just want you to know on my end that I genuinely appreciate you. I appreciate the support. It's all you can realistically ask for out here. Trying to eventually grow this podcast to our first starting goal is 1,000, and then maybe to 10,000. Just be able to reach as many people as we can. We want to be able to share our experiences to help you. We also want to bring guests on to help them share their experiences and get their name out there. That's the main goal of this podcast. So, guys, with that being said, I just want to wrap this up by saying I hope you all have a really, really great and healthy 4th of July weekend, whether you're spending it with your families, your friends, significant other, your wife, your girlfriends, boyfriend, husbands, whatever, or maybe you're just, taking some time for yourself. Whatever the case may be, I hope you guys have a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. Like I said, stay tuned for the giveaway details at the early portion of next week. And guys, with that being said, have a great night and a great weekend. It's 2022. Be true and be you. Focus on you, and others will too. Have a great night, guys. Talk to you soon.